Sripada Srivallabha Chapter 11 The episode of Subhiya Shreshti Chintamani and Bilva Mangala Part 1, 2 and 3. Part 1 The worship of Datta will give the fruit of worship of all gods. The birth of Sripada and extraordinary gestures happening. Next day, Sri Subhiya Shreshti narrated like this: Lord Sri Datta is an embodiment of all deities. By worshipping Datta, one can obtain the results of worshipping all deities. Sri Datta is inside all deities. Mother Sumati used to worship Paramashiva in the nature of Anusuya during the time of Shani Pradosha. Therefore, the intrinsic aspects of Shiva and Lord Datta reflected in the real nature of Anusuya, and they took birth as Sripada in the womb of Mother Sumati, who was on an equal plane as Mother Anusuya. It was a wonderful yogic exercise. Sripada was not born out of the physical union of the parents. Yogic lights emerged from the eyes of Appalraja Sharma and Mother Sumati, who were in deep meditation. These lights combined and stayed in the womb of Mother Sumati. After the completion of 9 months, a brilliant form of light was delivered by Mother Sumati. By nature, Sripada was personification of light. He was exhibiting some strange powers from his 3rd year. After Sripada, 3 sisters, Sri Vidyadhari, Radha and Sureka were born. On the day Sri Vidyadhari was born, a great scholar named Maladi Ramakrishna Avatini, who was a distant relative of Sri Bapnare, came to their house. He had a son by the name of Chandrasekhar. Mahalakshmi herself was born in the household of the Gandhikota family as Sri Vidyadhari. All the relatives unanimously opined that it would be better if she became the daughter-in-law of Maladi family. Sripada also said that it would be better if his sister Sri Vidyadhari was given in marriage to Chandrasekhar. The interiors of Sripada are accomplished without fail. His resolve is as firm and strong as a hard diamond. In consonance with his words, the marriage of Sri Vidyadhari and Chandrasekhar Avadhani was celebrated on a grand scale in Pitikapuram in due course of time. Another sister, Radha, was given in marriage to Sri Vishwanda Murli Krishna Avadhani of Vijayawada, and the third sister, Sureka, was married to Sri Tadapalli Dattatre Avadhani of Mangalgiri. My dear Shankar Bhatt, the sportive actions of Sripada are unimaginable. There is a village called Tanuku in the Godavari region. There was a very pious family in that village that performed many great rituals like Vejapya and Pundarika. The name of that family was Vejapya Yajula. There were close connections between the Maladi family of Pitikapuram and the Vejapala family of Tanuku. However, the family of Vejapyaja had faith in the principle of idem brahmyam, idam kashatram. They belong to the lineage of Parasara, comprising of 3 stages: Vashishta, Shakti and Parashara. They followed Rigveda. The Maladi families follows Yajurveda. There were no suitable teachers to teach Rigveda to the youngsters studying it in the state of Karnataka. In that connection, when invited, Sri Vajapayajula Mayanacharyulu from Tankut migrated to Hosla in Karnataka. From them on, they were called Hosla Brahmins. They adopted the professions of Brahmins and Kshatriyas with equal ease. They underwent many difficult to save Sanatana Dharma. Mayanacharyulu had 2 sons. One was Madhyavacharya and the other was Sainacharya. Both of them were scholars of very high caliber. Sri Sainacharya wrote commentaries on Vedas. Sri Madhvacharya undertook intense penance for the grace of Sri Lakshmi. When Sri Lakshmi appeared, he requested for the grant of extraordinary grace of Sri Lakshmi. Then Sri Lakshmi told him, "My dear child, it is not possible for you in this present birth." He immediately announced, "Mother, I am taking to reunification. Then it is a second birth for me." It is not. Sri Lakshmi bestowed him with evident grace. With his touch, any metal used to turn into gold. After reunification, he is known as Sri Vidyanarayan Maharshi. Sripada blessed him. In his third generation in the lineage of ascetics, he will be born as Sri Krishna Saraswati. When Sripada incarnates as Narasimha Saraswati in the future, Sri Krishna Saraswati will be his guru for initiating him into the ascetic order. As this desire for worldly pleasures did not fully abate, he would be born in the future centuries in the family of Sainacharya with the name of Govinda Dikshatulu. In that life, he would become the chief minister to the rulers of Tanjore and will be praised by all people as Rajashri. This is all a prediction for the future. This is the course of destiny as personally decided by Sripada. His resolve will always become true. Therefore, this prediction about the future will certainly take place. When different deities are worshipped, the life force of Lord Datta replicates in those deities. It will transform into a new consciousness and fulfill the desires of spiritual seekers. If Lord Datta is worshipped, he decides the extent to which a particular task is to be performed by an aspect of a particular deity, and thus he protects his devotees like an eyelid protects the eye. Once Dhruva undertook a rigorous penance for the grace of Sri Mahavishnu. Sri Mahavishnu granted him his boundless paternal affection. When Dhruva took birth in Kali Yuga, he instructed his followers to seek the infinite love and forgiveness of the Lord. Christ arrived to transmit the infinite love and forgiveness of the Lord. Lord Sri Datta is a supreme phenomenon. He is the basis for and also beyond both form and formless natures. This is his ultimate real nature. This is a primordial nature that has no beginning nor end. The true nature of Datta can be realized only through experience, and it is utterly futile to contemplate about it with logical intellect. The secret of the incarnation of Sripada Srivallabha is his encompassing ability to direct a specific task to be done or not done or done in a different way. Part 2. The nature of Sripada. Sripada, who announced that he was none other than Dattatreya, was worshipping Kalagni Shamna Datta in his house. Once Bapnare wondered about this and asked Sripada, "My boy Sripada, are you Datta or a worshipper of Datta?" Then he replied, "I become Datta. When I say I am Datta, when I say I am a worshipper of Datta, I become a worshipper of Datta. Whenever I am Sripada Srivallabha, I become Sripada Srivallabha. Whatever I think, I become that. This is my nature." This was all very confusing to the grandfather. Then Sripada said, "Grandfather, both of us are one. In the ensuing birth, I am going to incarnate with a body that closely resembles you. You have a very strong desire to enter the ascetic order. It is not my resolve that you should be a monk in this life or in the next life. I want to incarnate with a body resembling you exactly in all respects and destroy all your karmic shackles and influences." Saying so, he gently touched the center point of the eyebrows, the focal point of consciousness of his grandfather. Sri Bapnare saw for second Babaji, who was in state of disturbance of meditation in the Himalayas. After some time, he saw him taking a bath in the confluence of Triveni in the great pilgrimage center Prayag. He saw the form of Sripada afterwards. Then that image merged with the self-existent Datta in the Kukateshwar temple, and Avadhuta came out of it. He saw that his daughter Akhanda Lakshmi Saubhagyavati Sumati Maharani was giving alms to that Avadhuta. He again saw that the Avadhuta took the shape of Sripada Srivallabha and was lying in the lap of Sumati Maharani. He observed that the little kid came out of her lap and changed into a youth of 16 years. That youngster saw him with profound looks and took a form exactly resembling him. However, that person appeared like an ascetic. The ascetic was walking majestically with his disciples after taking a bath in the confluence of two sacred rivers. The assistant glanced towards him and spoke. Oh, you appear to be discussing within yourself as to who I am. I am called Narsimha Saraswati. This is Gandharvapura. Within minutes after speaking these words, the assistant threw his upper garment into the river, sat on it, and reached Srishela. Great people and great yogis in Kadalivana prostrated before him. All of them prayed, Great Lord, we have all been doing penance for many hundreds of years for your advent. Kindly make us blessed. After undertaking penance for many years, he appeared as an aged person with only a loin cloth on him, with his extremely sharp looks towards Sri Bapnare. He said that he is called Swami Samartha. After some time, he relinquished that body and transferred his life force to a banyan tree and merged his divine soul in the Mallikarjun Shivlinga at Srishela. From that highly powerful Shivlinga, a profound thundering voice was that heard. Bapnare, you are indeed fortunate. I am unobtainable, imperceptible to speech and mind, infinite, a total embodiment of wisdom and without beginning or end. By the power of your Kriya Yoga, you have brought me from the solar region through Shaktipata and attracted me into the Jyotirlinga. 18,000 celestials will worship me in the form of this Jyotirlinga for eternity. Those holy celestials will assist the people who adore this Jyotirlinga in their material and spiritual progress. As a personification of the Trinity, I am blessing you with my forms of Sripada, Srivallabha, Narsimha Saraswati and Swami Samartha. My dear Shankar, but the sporty plays of Sri Guru are unimaginable. After some time, Sri Bapnare became his normal self. He saw Sripada as a boy aged 3 years with an innocent face smiling sweetly facing him. This strange experience gave him heavenly sweetness. He hugged Sripada for some time. He was in a state of divine ecstasy. From that supernatural experience, he returned to the normal state and started the fire ritual. The way in which he typically performed the fire ritual was amazing. Generally, fire is generated by using sticks of an adambara and geometry. But Sri Bapnare used to chant Vedic mantras after placing the holy samadhis in the fire altar. Fire used to get generated and flames used to shoot. Sri Appal Raja Sharma also used to do the fire ritual like that. The worship of fire was there in their family. On special sacred days, they used to get down into the burning altar of fire and offer oblations. They used to not experience any harm to their body or cross in this kind of fire worship. This is a wonder of wonders. Part 3. Sripada's capacity to make things happen or not happen. On that day during the fire ritual, the fire did not get generated in spite of Sri Bapnare chanting Vedic mantras many times, seeing the difficult condition and of his grandfather. Sripada smiled sportively. The grandfather was sweating profusely. Then Sripada turned towards the fire pit and said, Agni Deva, I am commanding you. Do not create an obstruction to grandfather's divine work. Immediately the fire ignited and flames rose. Sripada took some water from his grandfather's water pot and poured it into the fire. Instead of getting extinguished, the fire began to burn very brightly. Seeing this, the grandfather was much more wonderstruck. Sripada averred like this, Grandfather, you Panda, Venkatapaya Shrishti and Narsimha Varma are responsible for my incarnation as Sripada. Therefore, when you or my father receive any monetary or non-monetary assistance from Panda, Venkatapaya Shrishti or Narsimha Varma, it cannot be counted as a donation. Non-acceptance of such an offer will be considered as an offense against God. Such an assistance has to be regarded as the grace of the Almighty. My mother Sumati Maharani should not only be treated as the daughter of the Maladi family, but also of Sri Panda Venkatapaya Shrishti and Sai Sri Vatsavi's families. This is my edict. Appal Raja Sharma and Sumati Maharani were present then When Sripada declared this, by chance Painda Venkatapaya Shrestri and Narasimha Verma were also present there. Sripada said, without my will, even a great hermit like Sri Bapnare cannot generate fire. The fire god will show his power when my father gets into the fireplace. If there were to be a change in my intention, Painda Venkatapaya Shrestri will turn into a very poor person, and Narasimha Verma, who is the owner of many acres of land, will become shelterless. It is only with my intention that all of you remain in the current positions. I can make a beggar to be a king, and I can change a king to be a beggar also. I will fulfill all the wishes of my devotees who surrender to me. However, I will examine before granting whether that devotee can retain such elevated status and whether he will use his capacity and power for the welfare of the world whenever I find it necessary. I will turn earth into sky and sky into earth also. In Krita Yoga, when Bapnare was living as Srivallabha Maharshi, he had a disciple named Mangala Maharshi. Once when Mangala Maharshi was cutting sacred grass, his hand got wounded and blood flowed out of his wounded hand. That blood coagulated and turned into fragrant holy ash. He felt proud in his mind that he achieved such a great accomplishment. Then Shiva appeared and moved his hand playfully. A great quantity of holy ash showered as if mountain boulders from the Himalayas were falling apart. Shiva said in Trita Yoga, sage Bharadwaj will perform Savitri Kataka Jaina in Pitikapuram. I showed you only a fraction of the holy ash that will accumulate in that great sacrifice. Then the pride of Mangala Maharshi was removed. All the listeners were dumbfounded and were hearing all that Sripada was saying. Sripada said, one steps into this Pitikapuram only on account of the good merits earned over many births. It is of unspeakable significance that you are with me during the period of my incarnation. To experience my power, you must first become a rigorous spiritual seeker. Then only you will experience my power, compassion, affection, protection and redemption from sin. My padukas will be installed in the house of Sri Bapnare, which is my birthplace. I will drink milk in the morning in Pitikapuram in the lap of my mother Sumati. In the afternoon, Mother Sumati will feed me with little lumps of food. During night time, I will eat halwa in the lap of Mother Sumati. I will remain in Gandharvapura in the form of Narasimha Saraswati just as I am in Pitikapuram. I will seek Bhiksha in Gandharvapura exactly during midday. This will be clearly seen by those who have the sight of inner eye. Great personages, great yogis and people of all countries will come to my darbar to have my darshan. Like rows of ants, they will dance in ecstasy chanting Datta Digambara, Sripada Vallabha Digambara, Narasimha Saraswati Datta Digambara. The moment I give permission, all due tasks will be done at once. A great samsthan will be formed in my name. As my influence enhances, it will become difficult to purchase even a small patch of land, as small as the foot of a cow. In this Pitikapuram, if necessary, I will drag people whom I consider as my own to Pitikapuram by holding their hair. Without my will, one cannot come to my samsthan in Pitikapuram, however rich he might be or however great yogi he might be. This is confirmed and true. Be happy by realizing by real nature. This time will not come again. The powers of all gods whom a man can think of are within me. If anyone gives dakshina to me, I will multiply it hundredfold and grant him good merit when the appropriate time comes. Money has to be earned without violating dharma. Desires can be satisfied without violating dharma. By doing righteous acts, moha is destroyed. After moha is destroyed, liberation is achieved. My boy Shankar Bhatt, did you hear all these nectar-like words of Sripada? After this sacred teaching, Narasimha Verma took Sripada in his horse carriage the next day to see his fields. He had many acres of agricultural lands. Many varieties of crops were grown on those fields, but loofah plants were rarely flowering. After flowering, the tender vegetable was drying up. If some became big they were bitter and not fit for cooking. Narasimha submitted this matter to Sripada. Sripada became pleasant-faced and said, all the members of our household like lufa curry made with dal. As the people in my house like it, I too like it. In ancient times, an aspirant of Datta undertook penance in this land. This holy earth is yearning for the touch of my feet, as I am verily Datta. It is expressing its eagerness to you in its language in this manner. When this earth receives my touch, there will be change in the nature of this mother earth. After that, this earth will give us very tasty lufa. Grandfather sent the lufa ground here to our house without any fear. I will eat their preparation of curry along with the members of this house. My dear Shankar, but wonder of wonders, from that day onwards there was an abundant crop of lufa in that field. They also had a very good taste. Sripada got down from the horse carriage along with Narasimha and roamed in the fields for some time. In the meanwhile, some tribal young men and women came there, all of them prostrated before Sripada. At that time, a divine illuminating halo formed around the divine countenance of Sripada. Sripada said, Grandfather, all these tribals belong to my incarnation of Narasimha. These people regarded Mahalakshmi as their sister and worship her. You are a devotee of Narasimha Swami. If you take their help, you may obtain the darshan of Lord Narasimha. Narasimha and I started perspiring profusely. Those visitors were indeed Bilvamangala and Chintamani. There was no doubt. They visited Sri Krishna in the pilgrim center Guruvayur. Fortunately, they later visited a great yogini Kururamma. She blessed them involuntarily that they will get the darshan of Sripada Srivallabha. Under the influence of her blessing, the seeds of devotion and detachment sprouted in them. They visited Sri Narasimha in Mangalgiri, and from there they were coming to Pitikapuram to have a darshan of Sripada. Both of them prayed in Mangalgiri thus: if the blessings of great Yogini Kuruvarma were to fructify and we receive the darshan of Sripada, who is not different from Datta, we request for your physical darshan as Sri Narasimha Deva on account of the efficacy of the blessings of that centurion great lady who was a great yogini. They obtained the darshan of Sripada here. This was a wonderful matter. When the fire of broken twigs was raging, Bilvamangala and Chintamani felt immense agony as of their bodies were put on a funeral pyre. After some time, some black shapes closely resembling them came out of their bodies and fell into the flames, and they cried bitterly. When the two black images were completely burnt out, Bilvamangala and Chintamani regained their consciousness. By that time, the forest tribbles came there with their sister Chanchulakshmi. They tied tightly the hands of Lord Narasimha and produced him before Sripada. Such wonderful or strange things did not take place in any yoga. In the program of Sripada's incarnation, miracles and sportive plays were countless and unimaginable. Sripada questioned like this: are you the Narasimha of bygone years? In the Chanchulakshmi, your wife? Are you the one who killed Hiranyakashipu and protected Prahlada? For that, Lord Narasimha replies, yes, 3 times. Chanchulakshmi and Lord Narasimha merged in the body of Sripada in the form of a brilliant light. Chintamani transformed to be a great yogini. The troubles disappeared. Bilvamangala became a great devotee and came to be known as Bilvamangala Maharshi. Sripada announced that in the lands of Sri Narasimha Varma, where all these strange and weird incidents happen, a village by the name of Chitravara would come about. His will is truth. His will prevails. Victory unto Sripada Srivallabha.